Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 19, I believe.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, of the In From Japan podcast, the podcast where we talk about the latest news on Japan-developed games and other things in relation to them, now available on Spotify, Podbean, and YouTube. Nailed it. I'm your host, Erroll Moss, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Jason Corder.
Hey.
And, as always, we're going to start with the games we've been playing. So, I've been playing too much Final Fantasy XIV.
Have you found a group to settle with?
Well, I've been playing with a friend, and so I'm a tank and he's a healer.
Mm-hmm.
And for dungeons, you need 2 DPSs, 1 tank, and 1 healer. And tanks and healers are always in high demand.
Yeah.
So we get when we have to do dungeons, we get in really quick, and then that's good for when we need to level up. We use the duty roulette system, doing dungeons we've done before and helping out other players.
No, that's nice.
And so, I'm almost level 50, which means I'm almost at the end of the base game and gonna move to the expansion. But the thing is, the last couple dungeons are pretty difficult, and it takes a while to get those last 4 levels. I'm level 46 right now.
Wait, I'm a bit confused. Do you need to be level cap to move on to the next content, or can you just move?
I mean, you're gonna be, but by that point, you're gonna be level 50. I think.
Anyway,
you're gonna be level 50 anyway.
Oh, okay.
But because you need to do those dungeons. But I gotta ask about that.
Or you want to
We're taking a break because we're waiting.
Yeah?
We're waiting for our other friend to catch up, and he couldn't decide what he wanted to be, so he's kind of doing a little bit of experimenting.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just cool to have people to play it with, and even though my internet connection isn't the best with my gaming laptop, it works pretty well. It runs pretty well, so I don't have too much of a problem.
You don't use an Ethernet connection?
It would be too far. I'd have to go through windows and doors.
Okay.
It would be really weird. I would love to, but as of right now, I can't.
Okay.
I've been having problems with Discord though, so I don't know. I'm using Discord through my browser right now, and it's working again, but it stopped working for a little while on that, and the app I can't hear any audio on for some reason.
That's so weird.
And I uninstalled and reinstalled it. Did the same with my audio driver. I have no idea.
So, are you having difficulty with just the phone app or also the?
No. This is the computer app.
Okay.
The computer app, and then I had problems with my browser, so then I had to switch to a different browser, and I was fine for that. But then the first browser started working again, so then I'm good for that. I don't mind using the browser version. It's just really annoying to have the app and then not be able to use it through the app because you need to have another program open.
Yeah, I get you.
I need to finish. I haven't gone back to Astral Chain yet because I've been playing so much Final Fantasy XIV.
I mean, time enjoyed is time well spent.
Yeah, I mean it's the only way I hang out with friends right now.
Yeah.
Well, besides watching Twitch streams.
I mean, you do what you can.
But yeah. So what have you been playing?
Well, Jedi Fallen Order, which you can follow my rants on Twitter.
Yeah, your misplaced rants.
I have also been playing. What else? Okami. I've been trying to get back into it.
Oh, you went back to it?
Yeah, because I need to finish it. I'm about 2/3 through the game, and I just need to power through it. Otherwise, my Switch back catalog will exponentially keep growing, and I don't want that.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with Astral Chain, but not happening.
Yeah, and I also bought Return of the Obra Dinn today because it was on a very steep discount on GOG. So there's that. Animal Crossing as per usual. Besides,
I'm so bored. I'm not even done with I'm not even done with the house upgrades and stuff like that. But I just every day I'm just digging for dig for fossils, water the plants, do the thing, get about 100,000 bells, put it in the bank. but I don't even like do anything to like get more bamboo for my island or like try to pay off stuff or get more people. I'm just like, whatever.
I mean, I'm still not seeing it as a chore. Like we discussed last week, it's with Michael. It's kind of like a nice getaway from everything else.
Yeah.
And I just like to exist for a half hour to an hour in a digital playground where everything is super cute and super chill. I think the way we've been conditioned by every other game is to max our stats and maximize our playtime as much as possible. And
yeah, but I was never trying to do that. So like I'm just like, I just didn't know getting certain things, like getting the tool to like the terraforming stuff takes so long, and I'm just like, I don't want to make the effort to grind out for it, so I'm just like, oh, whatever, I'll just take my time.
I mean, you don't need it to enjoy what you have.
Makes stuff a lot easier, though.
Sure, but I'm also still building bridges and building inclines. I'm in no rush. I'm just taking...
I'm not even building... I haven't built any inclines yet. Bridges are a pain in the butt.
Why is that? Oh, yeah.
Because of the bumpy stuff, and like you think a bridge will... Like, yeah, a bridge will go here. Like, no, it doesn't fit here. I'm like, this is literally the perfect place to put a bridge.
Yeah, I get it.
It's like, no, it would have to be flat, and you have to get the tool for it. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, the way the layouts are made in Animal Crossing are pretty basic. I don't know if the game engine is capable of computing complex situations like inclines at an angle or bridges at an angle. Maybe in a later update, but for now we're just stuck with this basic way of building.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's not bad, but it's not great.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I also haven't put that much time into Astral Chain. I'm still just beyond this tutorial. It's not like I'm not interested in it. I just haven't had the time with my full-time job and everything else. So, yeah. I'll find some time, one of these days.
Yeah. Okay, so next section. I'm just actually checking real quick because I didn't check if there was more like video game related anime or movie news that I missed. But it doesn't look like it.
No, I don't think so.
Except for Animal Crossing's New Horizon gets a new manga in June.
I mean,
I did not know that.
Will that make its way to the West?
It could. The Zelda ones do, and the Mario one's coming.
Yeah, but they're so inconsequential to the games themselves that they don't really play.
So is the Mario one.
Sure, but yeah, they don't play into the larger scheme of things. So
you never know.
Yeah.
Anyways. So for the J-list news that I put on here, some bad news. I'm taking your job temporarily. Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kizuna Blu-ray and DVD delayed. So this is from Silicon Era by Jenny Lada. Shout Factory told Anime News Network that a production delay has pushed back the debut of the Digimon Adventure Lost Evolution Kizuna Blu-ray and DVD combo pack. Which, man, this movie got screwed over twice. Because it couldn't be shown in theaters either.
Yeah.
I was going to go to it, but, you know. So hopefully it's not delayed too long. The weird thing is that, like, it was far out enough that it seemed like they were pretty confident about it. And of course...
I mean, you figure they can still do a digital release of things, but that also...
Oh, that's true. Wait, now that I think about it, they didn't say anything about a digital release, so they probably could.
Yeah, sure, but that still conflicts with the physical release and the profits generated from that, and you don't want to...
That's true.
Like,
but, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on digital release first anyway now, so it's just like... like, I still need to watch Promare, since that's out digitally finally. And then next news is this summer's new Pokemon movie has been delayed. So it was going to release in Japan on July 10th, but you know, they're postponing it. That's really it. That's not really like. Oh, the Digimon thing is actually like I think the Digimon thing is definitely in the U.S. I don't know where else Shout Factory does stuff, but and then the Pokemon movie is just in Japan, so it would be a while until we get it anyway.
Okay.
So this is really quick, and then I don't know. You can still watch Kamen Rider and Kamen Rider Kuga on Shout Factory's website or Tubi TV, or the original Kamen Rider is on Prime Video with the Shout Factory add-on. You can also watch a bunch of other stuff. I don't know.
How do you?
I'll talk about that next week. I'll talk about that more next week.
Okay. I was gonna ask you something about like cool next week then.
Yeah. Yeah, so remember that. Put it in your pocket. So next up is the recommended reading, watching, and listening list. So we have Chocobo's Dungeon Wanderswan English fan translation explores the series' origins by Alistair Wong over at Silicon Era. Quarantine is the perfect time to relive the 3DS's incredible incredible catalog of games. Log is just a shorter, whatever. By Grayson Morales over at Twinfinite.
Yeah, our buddy.
Although I can't remember, I think he forgot a certain
Mon game.
Yes.
Like which one?
Oh, he didn't really list out that much, so okay.
I mean, it's more of a general statement. Not really a list of.
If you want to play a really good 3DS game, play Monster Hunter Stories. It's also available on mobile.
Yeah. There's a free demo available and a paid version of the full game.
Yeah, on both platforms, I believe.
Yeah.
We Need More Clarity from Sony and Microsoft's Next Gen Plans by Andrew Reiner over at Game Informer. I'm sure we'll get more, but yeah, it's weird how they're doing things right now, but everything's weird.
I mean, given the situation globally, you can't blame them. And on Kind of Funny Games Daily today,
I watched
they
it.
kind of mentioned this with regards to Sony and their reveals. Like a lot of the things we've seen so far would have been shown at GDC, and the PS5 would have probably been playable at GDC.
Which sucks because I want to play that. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Sure. Cool.
Continuing on, we have Final Fantasy III designer had his own headcanon about White Mage's iconic red sleeves by Ian Walker over at Kotaku. How an indie developer became the Panzer Dragoon Voyage record creator. Wait. Oh, I read that weird. How they became the Panzer Dragoon Voyage record creator. Not creator, it's not part of the game title. By Alistair Wong over at Silicon Era via 4Gamer. 3 years later, Joy-Con drift is still a huge problem by Tom Marks over at IGN. I thought my Joy-Con was drifting a little bit playing Astral Chain, but and I played Animal Crossing and it was fine, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like something I'm doing.
I'd say be careful and try to test it again in Astral Chain, because I also thought it was my imagination until it wasn't. And till this day, even though I
played Cuphead too, and Cuphead was fine.
Yeah.
So,
but it's also a pretty intense game. But for me, even after I've had my Joy-Cons fixed, I'm still super worried that they're gonna start drifting again, and I don't want to keep.
I mean, if one does, that just means I have to use my wired Pro controller, which is fine.
I mean, it's fine if you have a Pro controller, but if you don't...
Yeah, but if you don't, you're screwed.
You're screwed, and Pro controllers are pretty expensive. And the third...
Well, the wired ones are a lot cheaper.
Yeah, they're a lot cheaper, but they lack the quality of the Pro controller and some features in some editions. For example, NFC or gyroscope or rumble in some instances. So
that's true. I have the Power A face-off wired controller.
I have the Power A Legend of Zelda controller.
It's wireless?
Yeah, it's wireless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of getting a Score Bunny one, maybe for my birthday or something. That one looks good.
Yeah.
Anyways, continuing on.
Yeah.
How a series of bad decisions led to the Sega Saturn failure by Brian Shea over at Game Informer. The best games for the Game Boy Advance by Kotaku staff over at IGN. I mean Kotaku. And so, licensing of the monsters. How Pokemon ignited an anime arms race by Daniel Dockery over at Crunchyroll. This is one of those articles that comes out every few years that it's information you kind of know, but then sometimes there's a little more.
It's it's nice to get all of the details in it.
Yeah. And then our last one on the recommended list, we have The Wonderful 101 Remastered makes it easier to play without compromising the concept by Lucas White over at Silicon Era.
Okay.
And so now we have the news rundown. So to start, I'll have our bearer of bad news take it away. We only have 3 bad news stories, so that's good. But one of them is kind of big.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Without further ado, Ninjala delayed to June 24th. No longer due out on May 27th. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Gung Ho Online.
You mean 25th?
What?
Oh, did I write that wrong? Oh, I wrote that wrong.
Oh.
I think that's my fault.
Yeah. Yeah, the article says 24th. So June 24th is the new release date for Ninjala. Let's see. Gung Ho Online Entertainment has delayed free-to-play Ninja Gum battle action game Ninjala from its previously planned, May 27th release date to June 24th due to ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Ninjala is near completion, but we are significantly limited in how quickly we can work to test and finalize the game when we cannot be in the same room, said Gung Ho Online Entertainment President and CEO Kazuki Morishita in a press release. Although we are working hard to launch Ninjala and release it to our fans, the health and safety of our employees is paramount. We apologize to our Ninjala fans who were eagerly anticipating its launch, and we ask for your understanding as we work to bring you the best game we can in this additional month. If you want to read the full statement, it's in the article. Yeah, kind of a bummer. But maybe they'll be adding a new round of beta testing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because it had that beta and it's so close to release.
Yeah, and the times it was available was kind of iffy.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll adjust that. Okay, next up we have Xbox leads Phil Spencer says the industry will start to see the impact of coronavirus in early 2021 as some crucial aspects of video game production have basically stopped. This is by Ben Gilbert for Markets Insider. That's a different source, but okay.
It was because that was the direct source from I believe the IGN article or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
it's from Business Insider. Yeah.
Yeah. In March 2020, as the coronavirus began to rapidly spread across the United States, the video game business was having its best month in over 10 years. Spurred by the extremely shareable Animal Crossing New Horizons from Nintendo and the endlessly replayable Call of Duty Modern Warfare from Activision, millions of people sheltering in place turned to video games for entertainment. Wait, I'm not seeing how this is relevant.
Oh, speaking of which...
Go.
And this is going to date this... I mean, this episode... These are always dated because they're news, but... the Animal Talking... Is that at night? I haven't watched it.
I think
I know
so.
It's a big one tonight.
Mm-hmm. Is this the one with AOC?
No, this is the one with Danny Trejo and...
Yeah, that's weird. That's
Greg
crazy.
Gunberg?
Yeah, Greg Gunberg from Heroes and the new Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah, he was like randomly in the Star Wars trilogy. And, oh, hey.
I mean, he's not randomly there. He's a friend of J.J. Abrams. So, I guess. Oh, that's true. I guess that's the connection.
But it still looked funny.
Yeah.
And there was one more person, but I forgot who it was.
I mean,
anyways,
we can
watch Animal Talking.
Look it up.
Was it like Elijah Wood or something, or was he already on? I don't know.
No, I don't think he's been on yet. Let's see. Gary Whitta. Let's get to the bottom of this. Okay. Let's see. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Okay. Yeah, this is the episode with Elijah Wood as well. So Danny Trejo, Elijah Wood, and Greg Grunberg. So, yeah. Keep your eyes peeled to that one.
That's tonight, I think.
Yeah, that's tonight.
So you can watch the VOD, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, he's on Twitch, so you can also see it live.
No, I mean, by the time that episode has aired, this podcast won't be up yet.
Oh, that's true. It can happen. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna have to skim through it because it's kind of... I don't know how this is relevant to Microsoft, but okay.
Okay, you want me to get the IGN one?
Yeah, sure. Get the IGN one, because this is...
I don't know why I did that specifically, but...
I mean, it's fine. I do it sometimes, too, if I see that there's a source within a source. So
I don't know why I did it with that one, and I didn't even check that other thing. Here,
Okay. Moving on, Phil Spencer says the impact of COVID-19 on games will be felt in 2021. This is by Matt Purslow from IGN. Xbox boss Phil Spencer has said that while things are looking good for games this year, we will see the impact of COVID-19 on the industry in early 2021. This is due to important areas of game production having stopped work entirely during quarantine. In specific, Spencer refers to motion capture and audio recording work, which requires staff to go into recording studios. Talking to Business Insider, Spencer said, "Mocap is just something that's basically stopped. We're not going into mocap studios. If you had all your animation captured and you're doing touch-up in more individual art production and in areas like textures and other things, you're in a better position," he explained. If you're waiting for a lot of either large audio work, when it's with symphonies and other things, or mocap, you're held up right now and you're making progress in areas that you are. So basically he's saying because of certain important facets of AAA or AA game design is on hold, that's going to affect games that aren't anywhere near the end phases of production. So a game that already has mocap recorded or audio recorded can still tweak and edit where necessary.
That's why we're still like getting stuff this year, right?
Yeah, because like video games aren't instant. They take a lot of time.
Yeah.
So most likely anything released this year has been in production for the last 5 to 3 years. So yeah, it's a bummer. We'll see how it all pans out. Maybe this year and next year will be the quiet years where we all catch up on our backlogs.
Well, this year isn't that quiet, as we're finding out.
I mean, in comparison to the previous years, but that's
because we're getting. It's just weird right now because of the global situation. But like we're getting.
Yeah, we're still getting a few game releases.
Some game announcements that are stuff that's coming out in a few months.
Yeah. But
some big games that haven't received a huge second delay yet, or.
Yeah, that's true, but it's not the cadence that we're used to, and some of it's probably due to eventual slowdown in preparation for the next gen, and
that's true.
and others is probably due to the COVID crisis. Okay, next up. Tales of Festival 2020 delayed to March 6 to 7, 2021. This is by Sato for Silicon Era. Tales of Festival 2020 was expected to take place next month, but fans will now have to wait until March 2021 as it's been delayed due to COVID-19. Bandai Namco announced its delay on the Tales of series official website. Yeah, that's about it. It's a bummer, because
that doesn't mean you won't hear news about Arise. That's
true. But if I'm thinking that Arise is a big AAA project that's taking up a lot of resources, and you have Tales of Crestoria for mobile phones, who's left to develop what, and what does that mean for 2021?
Exactly. That's why maybe they figured, like, well, instead of going digital for the Tales of Festival, they're like, we might as well delay this because these are the things we have in the pipeline as of right now.
Yeah, because now we've only had Tales of Arise coming to Xbox One and PS4, with possible next-gen versions, but no Switch announcement, so that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That maybe at next year's festival they'll say, oh, it's coming to Switch. Something like that.
I don't think so.
Or maybe they'll go full Final Fantasy VII remake and remake Tales of Symphonia or one of the older titles. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Okay, and it's off to you for the other news /
other news, mostly good news.
Yeah.
Nothing, mostly good news or like weird. There's some weird stuff here. But okay, first article is from Silicon Era by Alistair Wong, and it's "Don't worry, Nintendo still has unannounced games to reveal." With the Nintendo Direct Mini in March 2020 and seemingly no big first-party games being released for Nintendo Switch, it might seem like Nintendo has played all its trump cards. They really need to change. We need to, like, change that term. But anyway, especially amidst the pandemic. However, Nintendo President Shintaro Furukawa stated during the investors' Q&A that there are unannounced games in the works. Oh, there's a grammatical error here. At Nintendo. Additionally, he talked about how the Switch is currently in the middle of its life cycle and how the company's strategy will change to accommodate. On the topic of hardware, Furukawa stated that due to the pandemic impact, Nintendo was unable to produce as many Nintendo Switches as targeted. However, the effect on production is set to change by summer 2020, although there's always the risk it won't. Software-wise, there are games set to release beyond what has been announced so far, and the company's financial forecasts are being made with those unannounced games in mind. However, due to the shift to working from home, it might be tough for those games to release on their expected dates as the pandemic continues. Furukawa discussed the idea of working from home and talked about how it affects schedules, as the things you can do from home are much more limited, especially as Nintendo is a global corporation who works with many partners worldwide. Japanese workers also don't have the tools needed at home so that they can work remotely, which is another problem. Middle of the life cycle. Furukawa still thinks it's possible to aim for a different life cycle compared to the Switch's competitors. Due to this, Nintendo is adding 9 billion yen to its planned advertising expenses to advertise to people who don't play games often or know much about Nintendo games. This will be carried out carefully, as Furukawa acknowledges that marketing a game well doesn't guarantee its success. That's true. But on the topic of Nintendo game reveals, today at like 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning, well, for me, for you it was like mid-morning. So you were already up, I'm guessing.
It was mid-morning, like 10ish, 11ish.
Yeah.
When the news dropped.
Yeah. So Nintendo announced via their Twitter that Paper Mario or the Origami King will release on Switch on July 17th of this year. And it looks to have, we haven't seen that much of the battle system yet, but it seems to be still turn-based, luckily, and it seems to have like a lining up a lining up feature where you have to line up the enemies together, which I think seems interesting. Some people are a little worried because we didn't see that much gameplay, like combat. But I think we saw enough that it'll be okay. It's not going to be stick or star, so I think it'll be okay.
I mean, there's a disconnect in how Nintendo views the Mario RPG series and how the audience receives it. Like, Nintendo keeps thinking, oh, it's doing well, or the audience might not like X or A, so that's why we're changing it, and it totally backfires with a lot of people. And I think now they finally listen to reason and are returning to form with something that's closer to the original Paper Mario or the Thousand Year Door, which is great by all accounts, because I had no interest in Color Splash or Sticker Star or what have you.
Paper Jam?
No. So only
I had some interest in Paper Jam.
I mean, the first two are the only games that are, in my opinion, worthwhile. So it being back to that is a great move by Nintendo. Yeah.
Some people were worried, like, oh, there aren't going to be partners. Oh, they're doing a gimmick again. And I was like, dude, you're not going to get, like, you want to replay Thousand Year Door? I mean, hopefully they'll do an HD remaster at some point. I hope they do an HD remaster of the first and second, just because, personally, I like the first one better than Thousand Year Door. I know, blasphemy.
No, it's not blasphemy. You like what you like.
But like, people are like, oh yeah, we want a new thing, but it's one of those things where, like, we want a new game, but keep it like the old game, and people are like just kind of overreacting. Some people are skeptical, which is understandable with the track record of the series. I understand that, but other people are like, oh yeah, it's just going to be bad again, and I'm like, you guys none of us have played it yet. Can we wait?
The thing is, with every form of media, the audience doesn't know what it wants, so it's up to the artist to provide the consumers with what they want, or what they don't even know they want.
Also, if you want to play something like Paper Mario 64 or Thousand Year Door, play a little indie game called Bug Fables. It is just like Paper Mario, but it has bugs, and it's on PC, and it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, I believe, very soon, or it just did.
Probably.
That game should not be overlooked.
Have you played any of it, like a demo or
Bug Fables? Yeah, I interviewed one of the devs for Indie Hangover, and I have it on PC.
Okay, nice.
Because, you know, I can't exactly interview one of the devs for Paper Mario at the moment.
I mean, we can still ask. Maybe Nintendo will throw us a bone.
Can we get Bill Trinan in here to tell us about Paper Mario?
He'd be down. I'm sure he would.
For this tiny podcast.
Hey, miracles happen, man. Miracles happen.
All right. Yeah, but I'm what's it called? Skeptically optimistic. Carefully optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic. That's where it is. Thank you. My brain has turned into mush.
Yeah,
I'm cautiously optimistic. So next story is Animal Crossing New Horizons has already met lifetime sales predictions, says Nintendo. This is by Kazuma Hashimoto at Silicon Era. Animal Crossing New Horizons has already met its lifetime sales prediction. Jesus Christ. This information comes from the Nintendo annual financial briefing Q&A. In the document, Nintendo stated that its cumulative sales to this point were initially the forecast for the amount of sales New Horizons would make over its lifetime. Additionally, Nintendo mentioned that the initial sales figure for New Horizons is much higher than they expected.
Yeah, because they weren't planning on a global pandemic breaking out.
That's true. Nintendo went on to say that word of mouth, especially through social media, helped Animal Crossing New Horizons meet its lifetime sales production so quickly. At least 50% of sales for Animal Crossing New Horizons have been digital. Understandable. It is also worth noting that sales of the Nintendo Switch have also increased due to the popularity of New Horizons. Yeah. That was all about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's still more sales to be had, especially moving into the holiday season, and next year with Valentine's Day. So I'm pretty sure Animal Crossing is still going to get a few bumps along the way in terms of sales.
Next story, real quick. I'll do this story and the next story, and then I'll have you take it away for a while.
Sure.
Gigantamax, Meowth, and Eevee heading to Pokemon Sword and Shield raids. This is by Jenny Lotto over Siliconera. It turns out Gigantamax Pikachu won't be the only former exclusive showing up for everyone in Pokemon Sword and Shield raids. Gigantamax, Meowth, and Eevee will be making their debut in May 2022. Each one of these characters will take turns appearing in raids, and people who show up each week should hopefully have enough time to catch them all. The Gigantamax Eevee will be the second special Pokemon Sword and Shield raid. The character will first appear on May 19th, then leave on May 26th. That's the one that I got because I had Let's Go Eevee. The Gigantamax Meowth will then show up on May 26th and stick around until June 4th. Previously, anybody who bought Sword and Shield before January 15th, 2020 were able to download the character as a gift. Yeah, I got that one. And Gigantamax Pikachu will be around until May 19th, so I have to make sure I do that.
Okay.
That was just a quick thing I wanted people to be aware of, just because, you know, even if you're not playing Pokemon Sword and Shield that much, or just like waiting for the DLC at this point, these are previously exclusive Gigantamax Pokemon that you could only get through like trades or those specific things. So, yeah. And then next story is the original voice cast returns to Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. So this is from Liam Doolin over at Nintendo Life. If you played the original Xenoblade Chronicles game on the Wii, you might be wondering what's going on with the voice acting in Definitive Edition due out on Nintendo Switch at the end of this month. In a recent appearance on the YouTube channel Roger's Base, oh hey, Rob Waters from Nintendo Treehouse put any concerns to rest, explaining how all of the cast had returned to re-record audio and voice dialogue for the new epilogue Future Connected. They got the voice cast back, even Melia, she's returning. I don't know if it's pronounced Melia or Melia or what.
I think Melia.
Okay. In case you're wondering, Melia was played by Jenna Coleman. After the original Xenoblade Chronicles, she went on to play much larger roles such as Bucky Barnes' girlfriend, Connie, in Captain America the First Avenger.
Wait, Jenna Coleman? Like Clara Oswald from Doctor Who?
And the companion of the 11th Doctor in Doctor Who.
Oh wow. Now I have to play this.
Rob also noted how they had redone the lip syncing for the characters in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and that players would be able to select from Japanese voices as well. This is all supported by both the original and remastered Xenoblade Chronicles soundtrack. See, I've added this story because, one, I think English voice acting, English dubs still get a bad rep, even though they're a lot better than they used to be. And two, that's just really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm the only one that's in favor of the English voice acting for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And
well,
I know
it's one of those
hit.
things where it is not. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
From what I've heard. Then again, I'm not super picky unless stuff is like really bad, or I don't like a casting choice.
Yeah, it depends. Like in Trials of Mana, one of the characters has a very squeaky voice, and
or whoa,
hey, oh my god,
little girl.
Like I guess she has a speech
the 15-year-old
impediment.
elf girl.
Yeah, like she has a speech impediment. I get
elf?
that. That's fine. But at a certain point, it makes it seem like we're making fun of her for having a speech.
I'm 15 years old.
Yeah, that's just like I regretted it in the demo because she's a healer, and that's why I picked her. And then I heard her voice, and I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
exactly.
Oh no!
Exactly.
No!
I need to get that game at some point too. That's one of those things where I can't decide what system I want to get it on, so I just haven't gotten it yet. I'll wait for it.
I'd say
wherever there's a sale.
Take the PS4 version because that has a better performance than the Switch one.
But I could also take the PC version though.
Yeah, that's true. But for me, I don't think I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna skip it.
Yeah, at this point I'm gonna wait for a sale probably.
Yeah, sure. But for me, it's like it's attempting. The game is attempting to be
the demo yet.
What Dragon Quest XI's already did.
Oh,
and I have yet.
I mean, it's completely different gameplay.
No, I know. But in terms of how the world is presented and how the visuals look, how whimsical it is.
Yeah.
With that regard, I'd say I'd rather play Dragon Quest XI.
Well, I'd say, not that I'm totally biased or anything, but I'd say that's a very good choice.
Yeah, I mean, I still have to play it beyond the demo, so... yeah.
Alright, take it away, and I'll be back for...
Which one do you want to take? Scarlet Nexus?
No, the one after that.
The Bubble.
I'll be back
Okay.
for that one.
That is so on brand. Okay. Nintendo Switch cooling fans are now a thing, and pre-orders have just opened. This is by Ryan Craddock for Nintendo Life. If you're wondering... If you're worried about your precious and expensive Nintendo Switch system overheating, Game Tech has you covered with this new cooling fan launching later this week. It might look a bit ridiculous at first glance, but the product supposedly manages to dissipate heat from the console, cooling it down by a maximum of 13 degrees. It attaches to the Switch via a series of suction cups so that it can be easily popped on and off, and is powered by batteries or by plugging it into the wall. That seems kind of unwieldy for a handheld console, but I digress. Those of us...
I mean, it's like when you're charging it and playing it at the same time, essentially.
Okay. Those of us enjoying the UK's traditionally grey and miserable weather at the moment probably won't need such a thing, but the cooling fan is primarily being targeted at those living in Japan, where the summer months can be pretty brutal. I guess this is a good thing. I just hope it's officially licensed by Nintendo so that we don't get screwed over or it doesn't brick any systems.
I don't think it would brick any, why would it break a system?
Like, maybe it's not converting the signals correctly, and it's, instead of dissipating the heat, increasing the heat.
I haven't had problems with, my Switch overheating or anything. I mean, it's gotten kind of warm before, but, not to an insane degree or anything. Not the way,
Sure, but as the article says, in Japan it can get pretty hot, and
it's summer, and we're heading into summer now.
Yeah, and I'm in a South American country where it also gets pretty hot, between super hot, and having this would be a boon, but I just hope it works properly, because Nintendo Switch and third-party accessories don't always mingle that well.
That's true.
So
depending on the brand.
Yeah, so here's to hoping. Okay, next up, we have PlayStation Studios is Sony's new first-party game brand. This is by Jenny Lada for Silicon Era. Sony is doing a little remodeling. Fortunately, this is more a new coat of paint than a major renovation. The company has announced PlayStation Studios. This is a new brand for its existing first-party games. While the company has brought up the new moniker, logo, and opening animation now, people won't start seeing it in action until the late 2020 PlayStation 5 launch. Once it does make its full debut, it will appear at the beginning of PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and even upcoming Sony PC games like the Horizon Zero Dawn port. However, it will not appear as the intro for that specific Okay, that's weird. Huh, okay. So, yeah, it says it will be for that PC game, but not for that one in particular. So, it's whatever. Okay.
Wait, what do you mean? Sony PC. It will not appear. It will upcoming Sony PC games like Horizon Zero Dawn, but it will not appear as the intro for that specific PC port. Oh, they're saying. Wait, what?
Yeah, so it's gonna be.
Why do they word it like that?
So it's going to be a part of Sony produced PC games, but it won't be in front of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Then why did they use it as an example?
Everything after Horizon Zero Dawn. So I don't get it, but whatever. So yeah, this is like okay, this is kind of nice, I guess. Some people have compared
it. This is a cool little thing.
Yeah, it's a cool little thing. Some people have compared it to the Marvel Studios logo that played in front of the movies. Others have complained that, oh no, they're just copying Microsoft. And I'm like, Microsoft doesn't have the copyright on the word studios, so anyone can do it.
Yeah.
So whatever. Okay.
Breaking news, Nintendo just announced Nintendo Studios for...
Ha. Funny. Next up, PS5...
They want to do that.
Still on track for holiday launch. No major issues in game development. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. PlayStation 5 is still on track for launch this holiday season, and there have been no major issues in game development for Sony Interactive Entertainment first-party titles or its partner studios, despite the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Sony said in its outlook for the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2021. You can click on the article for the full statement, but in short, I guess it's business as usual. I mean, we've kind of predicted or kind of said it's looking like it'll be delayed until the beginning of next year, but Sony is still confident they'll make it this holiday, so I guess we'll see.
Even if they do, there won't be a lot. There probably won't be a lot of them.
Yeah, but you have to figure that this is due to people not going into stores anymore.
Yeah.
Or if you have a midnight launch, people would be bunched up together in line just to get this product, and that's also not a good idea because we still have to adhere to social distancing. So they don't want to stimulate that, and I guess that's why their stock for this holiday season or this launch window is going to be a bit more limited in comparison to last gen's launch.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have PS4 worldwide shipments top 110.4 million. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Worldwide total shipments for PlayStation 4 have reached 110.4 million, Sony announced in its financial results for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2020. Excuse me. A total of 1.5 million PlayStation 4 units were shipped during the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2019, which is down 1.1 million from the 2.6 million shipped during the same period the previous fiscal year. Sony surpassed its previous forecast that it will sell 13.5 million PlayStation 4 units in fiscal year 2019, with a total of 13.6 million units sold. The company did not share a forecast for PlayStation 4 unit sales for the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2021. Okay, there are also additional statistics. There are 41.5 million PlayStation Plus subscribers. That's a lot. It's kind of, let's see, almost half of everyone that has a PlayStation 4 has a PlayStation Plus subscription. And it's up 5.1 million from the 36.4 million subscribers during the same period the previous fiscal year. And PlayStation 4 software sold 59.6 million units in the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2019, which is up 4.9 million from the 54.7 million software sold during the same period the previous fiscal year. 66% of those sales were full game software digital downloads compared to 45% the previous year. So software sales are up, PS Plus subscriptions are up, and it's looking like 66% of all sales are digital, which is understandable given the global climate. And yeah. Let's see. Next up, we have.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I've been I've been being like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get this game physical at this point because like digital, I don't have to worry about certain things.
Yeah.
Or, like delays or anything. Like I'm getting Xenoblade physical.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that might be the last physical Switch game for a while. And then like Paper Mario's coming out, and I was like, well, at this point, now I don't know if I'm getting that physical.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just like,
for me, it's a lot better because I don't have to go into a store, and the most stores are closed. And it's also a lot cheaper if you're not living in the US to buy games digitally. So
yeah.
There's also that.
No, but I mean, like, for me, I'd just do like online order, but it's also just that I'm running out of shelf space now at this point.
Yeah, I mean, don't you use like CD binders to collect everything? And then...
I don't think I have one anymore. I used to have one, but that was more for like travel. If like somebody else had like the same system and I wanted to bring a game over, or all my games over.
Yeah. Oh well.
Alright, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, next up we have the Unreal Engine 5 PS5 demo isn't a real game, but it is fully playable. This is by Matt
Okay,
Kim
so I
for
added
IGN.
this because I couldn't find... like an article that was just about Unreal Engine 5 details.
Mm-hmm.
So I added this article instead, even though like this isn't technically like a Japanese game or anything. And then I had to look up like what Japanese games that use Unreal Engine 4 and try to like
Final Fantasy
find
VII remake. They used
the first game. I just went down the list and went down to the first Japanese game I found, and it was Code Vein, and I was like, well, all right, that's anime as heck.
I mean, a lot of studios use Unreal Engine because. Mm-hmm. It's so ubiquitous.
No, I figured.
It's quote unquote easy to use. I don't want to speak out of turn. So if there are any developers out there, please correct me. And
or come on
there's
our
a lot
podcast.
less. There's a lot less in costs in comparison to building your own engine, and there's a lot more support available for an existing engine than when you have to build it from scratch. And yeah, unless you're Dennis Dyack for Silicon Knight, then yeah, there isn't that much support. But yeah, old wounds.
Unreal Engine 5 looks great.
Yeah, short story, short version. Unreal Engine 5 looks great. But
and I can't wait to see what it has in store. But we might not find out for a couple of years, like what it can really do for a couple of years.
Yeah. So Epic Games.
We do know.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of triangles.
Wow. Okay. Epic Games unveiled the Unreal Engine 5 today and showcased it with a real-time PlayStation 5 tech demo called Lumen in the land of Nanite. While the tech demo is not a real game in development, it is fully playable, Epic confirmed. IGN asked Epic Games CTO Kim Libreri and Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney if the Lumen demo, which is running in real time on PlayStation 5 on a PlayStation 5 development kit, was real. Libreri said that it is not a real game, but Sweeney interjected with a surprising twist. It is playing 100%. Wait. Let me start over again. It is playing 100% in real time on the PlayStation 5, and you do have full control over the character. Sweeney says after Libreri said the demo was not a real game. It turns out that just means that the demo is not a real game in development with plans for release. The demo itself does function. Yeah, so there's some kerfuffle on my timeline about this. Like, is it a demo? Is it not a demo? Is it a game? Is it not a game? And like, they've explained it so clearly. I don't know how people can not understand what they're trying to say, but I digress.
That game looks so cool. Anyways, we're not going to see the full effects of it for a couple of years.
I mean, even with Unreal Engine 4, it doesn't always look as the target rendering. Unreal Engine, the Epic release at the start of Unreal Engine 4. That's due to so many reasons. Demos are usually just a vertical slice. They don't have to contend with data caps or memory bandwidths or other systems in play to make a game playable. So that also has an effect on the performance down the line. But yeah, it looks pretty. The next gen is looking pretty, and it's going to be even more beautiful a few years after this. So we're looking forward to it. Okay, next up. Scarlet Nexus adds PS5, PS4, and PC versions. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Following its initial announcement for Xbox Series X and Xbox One on May 7, Bandai Namco has announced that new RPG franchise Scarlet Nexus will also launch for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC via Steam. So there's that. I don't know who was expecting it not to come to PS4 and PS5, but here we are. Are you still looking forward to it?
Yeah. Okay. People are being stupid about it, like, oh, it's a Bandai Namco anime game, it's gonna be bad. It's like, okay, but it has former people who have worked on the Tales games, so and that has those have stylish action elements in them, so I'm very like I said last week, I'm curious to see what's in store for this game. What this game has in store. Like
I think people are thinking about the anime games Bandai Namco puts out, and those serve a different purpose than a full-on AAA game.
And they're thinking too much of Bandai Namco as because Bandai Namco is a publisher, they're not a developer. They
they have developers in their stable of companies,
but it's not just because it has, you slap Bandai Namco on the front, it doesn't mean it's going to be a bad game. Dark Souls is Bandai Namco.
I mean, not the games Bandai Namco puts out aren't even bad per se. They might lack depth and some overall polish, but they're not bad games per se. So, I mean, let's just wait till it comes out, and then we'll critique it and view it as it should be.
Okay. So my turn.
Yeah, I think you can take everything up until the Dragon Quest coloring stuff.
You mean after the Dragon Quest coloring stuff?
Or whatever you want.
Okay. Bubble Bobble 4 Friends coming to PS4 this winter. PlayStation 4 version to add new stages and game modes. Well, in games will release. Oh, this is from Sal Romano at Gamatsu. In games will release a PS4 version of platform action game Bubble Bobble 4 Friends this winter in America, Europe, and Australia. The publisher announced it will be available both physically and digitally. In Japan, developer Taito will publish the title. PS4 version of Bubble Bobble 4 Friends will be greatly expanded with new content, new stages, and game modes, which will also be made available for the November 2019 release Switch version via a free update. Like the Switch version, the PS4 version will also include the original arcade version of Bubble Bobble, which is kind of weird because you can buy the arcade archives version of Bubble Bobble on PS4, I think, still. So then there are just two ways to get it. It's a little weird. To celebrate the announcement of the PS4 version, NN Games and Taito are hosting a fan art contest for English and Japanese fans. 10 winners will be selected to have their artwork and name featured in the game's end credits, as well as win a copy of the game. I'm not drawing right now.
Yeah.
I can't draw. Although Bubba Bob characters are simple enough, I could probably draw Bubba Bob. Not. And next thing. Big Square Enix Online event. Big Square Enix Online event won't be held in June for new game announcements. This is from Siliconera by Jenny Latta. The Square Enix financial results for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2020, and a results briefing session was held on May 13th, 2020, and Takashi Mochizuki, a Bloomberg tech reporter, has come forward to say that one of this company's announcements involved a possible presentation around E3 2020. Essentially, there won't be some big digital Square Enix event in place of its normal E3 presentation. Instead, Square Enix new game announcements will come up one by one. Here's Mochizuki's statement about the Square Enix stance on some sort of big online presentation that was brought up during the talks. Square Enix said that it won't hold an online event to unveil this fiscal year's new releases around E3's timing because making assets ready for such show has become difficult due to the pandemic. Instead, it will announce new titles on individual basis. Which is fine. But then that has to do with the next story, which is from Gamatsu by Sal Romano, I'm assuming. Was that Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai game and anime news livestream set for May 27th. Square Enix will host a Dragon Quest Day special program, Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai. Latest information, Dai Big Release Special. On May 27th at 20 o'clock. I don't know how to convert that. May 27th at whatever that time is, Japanese Standard Time.
I mean, you can you can Google the time.
Wait, 24? Alright, so 24 is midnight, and then you take away 4, that's 8. Okay, so at 8 p.m. Japanese Standard Time? I think that's right. The company announced on May 27th. You will be able to watch it on YouTube. The broadcast will unveil more details on the new Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai anime and its voice actors, as well as the latest information on the new Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai game. The Dragon Quest: Adventure of Dai game was announced alongside the new anime back in December 2019. It is developed by Square Enix and produced by Ryutaro Ichimura. Two things I forgot is that I believe there is an Adventure of Dai manga.
Yeah, there is.
And he also appeared in Jump Force.
That is true.
So I'm excited for that. It's kind of weird seeing a Dragon Quest game being based on an anime. It's a...
I mean, Dai
kind
has
of a first.
a big fan base in Japan.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm guessing they want to capitalize that. Are you looking forward to it?
I mean, yeah, because I want to see... I haven't read the manga or watched the anime, but I'm curious. I'm sure it has all those Dragon Quest staples like slimes and dragons and all that.
Yeah. But do you think this is going to be an action game? Because I don't see if... I'm a little scared it's just going to be a mobile game. Because Dragon Quest has had a number of mobile games lately with Dragon Quest Walk and Dragon Quest Stars. But still, I mean, it's also getting an anime, and I don't...
But if it was an action game, I'd be super hyped, because if there's an article on Parallax you can read called It's Time for a Remake of an Older Dragon Quest title, where one of my sections was about how they should turn the first Dragon Quest into a stylish action game. Or just like an action game in general, because you're just playing as one single person.
Yeah. I mean, you can pitch that to Platinum Games when you present your article to them.
Look, I'm not saying... Well, they do have a good relationship with Square, so I guess...
Okay.
Yo, Camille, do you like Dragon Quest?
I mean, I'm sure he does.
Okay, next story is free Dragon Quest coloring pages and activity sheets released for Dragon Quest at Home. This is by Jenny Lano over Silicon Era. Square Enix is continuing its Stay Home and Play campaign. This time its efforts in Japan are expanding to the Dragon Quest line with a Stay Home, Enjoy Home campaign. A whole website is open, and its most recent update has added Dragon Quest coloring pages and activity sheets for kids of all ages. On the actual page, PDFs are available to download and print. There's a wide array of activities for people to participate in. The most common item are Dragon Quest coloring pages, as 7 are available. They all mostly focus on different monsters from the series, especially the slimes.
Have you printed out
there are
any
also
of them yet?
2 sheets dedicated to helping people learn to draw slimes. One focuses on a basic slime, or a metal slime, or she slime, depending on which color you make it. The other teaches you how to draw a heel slime, which is the jellyfish-looking one. Finally, there are 2 activity pages. One is Spot the Difference page, where you look at the 2 images and see what the changes are. The other presents you with a flock of teeny sanguinis and asks you to find 2 specific ones. What's a teeny sanguini? Oh, that thing. Anyways, that's a cute little thing. You can. And it's not like you have to print it out. You can also like use it for. You can just open up Photoshop and color and stuff.
I mean that sounds a lot easier.
If you don't have a printer, or if you don't have like
Yeah.
I just thought it was a neat little thing. It's not like a huge story or anything.
Have you done it yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Okay. Next up, we have Capcom aims to release multiple major titles by March 2021. This is by Sato for Silicon Era. Following last week's financial report, Capcom released its overview of strategies and plans for the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2021. Capcom listed a few of its important themes under the growth strategies for the fiscal year ending March 21st. No, that's wrong. 2021. Okay. Let's reread that. Capcom listed a few of its important themes under the growth strategies for the fiscal year ending March 2021. The first is to aim for a new record of 28 million units in sales. That's ambitious. Wow. Okay. The company aims to achieve this through promoting strategy via expansion of sales regions and flexible pricing. I mean, okay. Good luck. The second point is a more exciting one with the aim to release multiple major titles. Capcom sold a little over 25 million units in the past 2 business years, so the company appears to be confident with a lofty goal of 28 million. The aim is to expand on its pipeline with multiple major new releases. What do you think the new major releases could be?
Monster Hunter Stories enhanced port and or sequel.
For Nintendo Switch?
For everything.
For everything. Well,
God Hand remastered. Marvel vs. Capcom Classic Collection.
If I could have anything,
these are just the things I want.
I'd want Mega Man Legends to be remastered.
Mega Man Legends HD remake.
Well, it doesn't have to be a HD remake. I mean, if they update the graphics to be more cel shaded, that could be cool.
Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 collection.
Yeah, exactly.
Legacy collection featuring Mega Man Legends 3.
It just writes itself. And that could probably drum up interest for the forgotten Mega Man Legends 3. And yeah. I mean, Goof Troop by Shinji Mikami making a return could also be cool. Okay. Next up, we have Japanese indie developers band together for Indie Live Expo 2020. This is by Alistair Wong for Silicon Era. Japan's indie developers have banded together to announce Indie Live Expo 2020, an indie game showcase set to broadcast on June 6th that they're hoping will reach at least 1 million viewers across Japan, China, and the West. Indie Live Expo 2020 will be streamed across YouTube Live, Periscope, Twitch, and Bilibili. I don't know what Bilibili is. And is hosted by Ryu's Office and sponsored by Gensokyo Night Festival developer Waiso Series Inc. Okay. Although the event is being hosted by Japanese indie developers, they aim to show off not only Japanese indie games, but indie games from across the world, which is cool. The event will be hosted in Japanese, Chinese, and English, and apart from showcases, several prominent indie developers and indie scene supporters will also be sharing messages with the viewers, including Zun from the Toho series, Toby Fox from Undertale Deltarune, Swery, who is CEO of the White Owls, and Etrian Odyssey creator Kazuya Nino, who is currently heading Type Moon Studios, Studio BB. And finally, a minigame development contest is set to be held, with the topic being Evangelion, due to the latest movie being set to release this year. More info on the contest will be announced in the future. Okay, so this is kind of cool. Yeah, I'm hoping to see fun announcements to spring up from this. Let's see. Steam Summer Sale 2020 dates unveiled or unearthed by data miners. This is by Lucas White for Silicon here.
Unearthed?
Yeah, unearthed, whatever. Unearthed by data miners.
I don't think it's I'm pretty sure it's revealed. I don't know.
Unearthed.
Found.
Okay. Found.
Discovered.
They hacked it, okay? They hacked it. They found
Basically,
stuff.
it's June 25th.
Yeah. This summer is going to be pretty busy for video games. While we're just at the beginning of several E3-like event streams, we can't forget about the regular traditions as well. That includes the Steam Summer Sale, which has been ruining wallets for years. Oh my god, I just had to crack up reading that. Because,
what did you say?
I can relate. Like, we can't forget about the regular traditions as well. This includes the Steam Summer Sale, which has been
ruining wallets?
Yeah. Which is true, because it has been ruining my wallet for some time now.
Oh yeah, no, Steam has been ruining my wallet recently.
Okay, so the article states that it's most likely going to start on the 25th of June. So you have a month or so to prepare for big game sales. I mean, I mostly have everything I already need. I don't think I need to buy anything else. Hopefully, please don't do this. I don't need anything else.
Look, if there's like a pre-order bonus for something, or something goes on sale really fast, that something that comes out, I'm not gonna, you know, I might just get it. Otherwise, I can't really think of anything right now.
I mean, I'm screwed if there are any good RPGs on sale. Okay. I'll take the Dance Dance Revolution one, and then you can close the other news with your favorite topic. I mean, you can still take the Dance Dance Revolution one.
Yeah, can I take both?
Go ahead.
That's silly.
Sure.
Okay. So, Dance Dance Revolution 5 announced for PC browser. I had to do a dramatic pause. Open alpha test featuring 15 songs now available. Konami, this is from Sal Romano over at Komatsu. Konami has announced Dance Dance Revolution 5 for PC browser. A limited time open alpha test featuring 15 songs and only the minimum functionality without the more specific settings of the arcade version is currently available to play for free at 573.jp. You will need to sign up for a Konami account to participate. DDR5 is a rhythm game playable with the 4 arrow keys of the keyboard. While there is no guaranteed support for DDR dedicated controllers, they may work with a USB adapter or a conversion cable. This is just weird. Also, it reminds me of this other browser game that was basically DDR but for your fingers. I forgot what it was called though, but I had it a long time ago and it was really fun to play. God, I can't remember. I wish I knew what it was called.
Okay. So are you looking forward to
DDR
this?
for fingers. Oh, Step Mania? Is that what it was called? It might have been called Step Mania.
I mean, you can just take any rhythm
Oh no, it was
game
Flash
on.
Flash, or it was like either or Flash Flash Revolution or something.
Okay.
One of those or both. That was fun. Okay, well, not technically the last story because our main topic is a kind of a story, but so this is Yokai Academy Y will let you play as 8 different characters. This is from Alistair Wong over at Silicon Arrow. This week's issue of Famitsu has revealed more info on Yokai Watch Jam Yokai Academy Y, the spin-off game based on the anime movie, an ongoing TV series set in a different world. Here, Jinpei Jiba, based on Jibanyan, and his group of friends attend Y Academy and fuse with yokai into yokai heroes. Yokai Academy Y will have players play through entire school days, which will include going to school, taking lessons, enjoying free time, leaving school, and participating in activities at night. So it's Yokai Persona?
Basic.
Things won't be static, as there will also be sudden events that may occur, such as confessions from other students. Depending on how you answer, events will play out differently. Additionally, there are various clubs you'll be able to join. For battles, you're not expected to just win fights against the yokai enemies. In order to become popular, you'll need to win in a stylish and cool fashion. Additionally, while past screenshots seem to insinuate that you'll be mainly playing as Jinpei, this week's Famitsu reveals that you'll take control of 8 different characters. This includes Jinpei, Sandayu, Fubuki, Mataru, Mera, Ranto, Ryusuke, and a new character named Shiaki. I have no idea what yokai those other characters correspond to, so I'd have to look it up.
I mean, can't you guess just based on how they look?
No, because the English names are different. Well, except for most English names are different, except for like, Jibanyan and Koma-san and Komajiro.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's like puns. Like, Yokai Watch Jam Yokai Academy Y will release for the PS4 and Nintendo Switch in Japan in summer 2020. Yeah, so there's a comment that says Yokai Persona. Alright, so now to finally get to our main topic. This was a tweet from Gamatsu, because there was no art. I mean, there was an article on it on some sites, but this is where I first saw it. Here are the top 40 most anticipated upcoming games voted by Famitsu readers in this week's issue. So I'm gonna go from number 40 to I'm gonna go backwards, starting with 40. So
you're gonna list all of them? That's brave.
I mean, we're only an hour 17 minutes in. We can do that.
Okay.
We have Near Replicant, the PS4 version. We have something called Kowloon Yoma Gakuen Ki Origin of Adventure by Arc System Works. I have no clue what that is.
Neither do I.
We have Metal Max Xeno Reborn by Kadokawa Games, which I played a little bit of Metal Max Xeno. It's not bad, but it's kind of weird. Then at number 37, we have Mr. Driller Drill Land, which that should be higher. 36, we have... all the past ones, except for the PS4 ones, have been for Nintendo Switch. We have Catherine Full Body by Atlas for the Nintendo Switch at number 36. Watch Dogs Legion by Ubisoft on PS4 as number 35. Number 34 for PS4, The Idolmaster Starlit Season by Bandai Namco. Number 33, PS4, Elden Ring by From Software. Number 32, PS4, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition by Square Enix. Number 31 for PS4 is Anonymous Code by Mages. I've never heard of it.
It's by the same group that does Robotics Notes and Steins Gate.
Oh, okay, so that's why that's the weird semicolon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop doing that, Japan. Stop. Just stop.
RE semicolon colon something.
No, don't. Just don't.
Number 30 for Nintendo Switch, E-Baseball Powerful Pro Yaku 2020 by Konami. Number 29 for Nintendo Switch, Brigadine, The Legend of Runergia by HappyNet. Number 28 for Nintendo Switch, Sakuna of Rice and Ruin by Marvelous. I've played that at E3 twice, so that's a fun game.
Oh,
That
I
has
remember.
taken a while
I
to come
remember.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 27 for PS4, eBaseball Powerful Pro Yaku 2020. Oh, the PS4 version? That? Oh yeah, so that one's twice. So they love their baseball. 20. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for Switch, Sakuna of Rice and Ruin for PS4. Pro Yaku Famista 2020 for Nintendo Switch. I think that's the one where you play as like a weird human version of Pac-Man and other of those characters, like Mappy the mouse and stuff, and you play baseball against aliens.
Okay.
I thought about getting it because that sounds ridiculous, but something number 23, something for PS4 called Shoujo Jigoku no Doku Musume by NIS. Number 22 for PS4, Granblue Fantasy Relink by Cygames. 21 for the PlayStation Vita.
5.
Oh, 5.
Is it Vita? I think it's PS5. No, it's Vita. It's probably Vita.
It's Vita, because the 5 would be the number, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Anonymous Code. Number 20 for PS4, Root Film by Catacode Games. Number 19 for PS4, Fairy Tail by Koei Tecmo. Wow, okay, cool. We got Metal Max Xeno Reborn again for PS4. Number 17, PS4, R-Type Final 2 by Granzilla. Number 16 for PS4, Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme vs. Maxi Boost On by Bandai Namco. Number 15 for PS4, Sword Art Online Alicization Lycoris by Bandai Namco.
I'm so sorry.
People need to stop liking that.
I'm so sorry you had to read that.
I've seen that name so many times now, it's okay. 14, PS4, Genshin Impact, which actually, by MiHoYo, it looks pretty fun. It's like an anime Breath of the Wild. Or more anime, I guess. I don't know. 13 for Nintendo Switch is something called Momotaro Dentetsu Showa Heisei and Reiwa Motenban by Konami.
Weird. Shouldn't that be Densetsu?
Dentetsu? I don't know.
Oh, whatever.
Number 12 for Nintendo Switch is Rune Factory 5 by Marvelous. 11 for PS4, The Legend of Heroes Hajimaru no Kiseki by Falcom. Number 10, The Last of Us Part 2 by SIE.
Yeah, Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Yeah, that's what it stands for. I forgot for a second. I was like, Sony International? 9 for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Number 9 for Nintendo Switch is Ushiro by Level 5. A Level 5 game in here, alright. I mean, it was one that was supposed to be for PSP back in the day, but whatever, they revived it.
Yeah.
Number 8 for Nintendo Switch is Shin Megami Tensei 5 by Atlus. Where is it?
Wait. I have to say real quick. This isn't the games that are set to release, but games that have been given.
Oh, these are most anticipated upcoming games. Did I not say that?
Yeah.
I thought it said top 40 most anticipated games.
No, because with Ushiro you said they've revived it, because I want to be clear that we don't really know what Ushiro is.
Well, they revived it because I did a news article on it when it was first re-announced.
Yeah, wasn't it that what's his name?
It was like
again?
a weird horror RPG.
Yeah, where he told the Famitsu editor, it's no longer on PSP. Just say it's on Switch.
But you could put a Switch, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Which is cool. Number 7 for Nintendo Switch, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Nintendo. Number 6 for Nintendo Switch, Bravely Default 2 by Square Enix. Number 5 for Nintendo Switch, Bayonetta 3 by Nintendo. Number 4, PS4, Ghost of Tsushima. Alright, Sony Interactive Entertainment. Number 3 for PS4, Cyberpunk 2077, which Spike Chunsoft is the publisher in Japan. Number 2 for Nintendo Switch, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel from Nintendo. And number 1 on Famitsu's top 40 most anticipated upcoming games, voted by Famitsu readers in this week's issue. For the PS4 is Tales of Arise by Bandai Namco.
Yeah, I had nothing to do with this. I did not will anything into existence, but I'm super happy Tales of Arise is on top. I don't get how it's on top, but it's on top nonetheless.
Now, do you think if this was not a Japan specified list, do you think Cyberpunk would be around the same place? Probably.
Probably. Tales of Arise would certainly be lower if it was a Western list.
And also, Halo Infinite would actually be on this list.
Yeah, because a lot of these games are Japan specific. I don't think they're coming in the West.
Not a lot of these games. Like not actually as many as you would think, though.
No, fair.
Like a lot of these are.
I'd say a fair amount.
A handful, but not too many.
But it's also not that. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that the games that are set for a Western release are also coming to Japan. So it's not like they're not in Japan and that they're totally replaced by these Japanese titles. It's just that these Japanese titles are way more popular than the titles we see on the Western list.
I had nothing prepared for this. So we still have a little while.
I mean, what do you think is the appeal of Tales of Arise being a number one?
The fact that it's like it's a Tales game, but it's more. It looks. Well, it definitely looks nicer, and it looks. The art style is a little more. I don't know the word for it.
Palatable, like.
Yeah. Because, I was playing the Tales of Berseria demo, and I know it's older now, but some of the ground in that is pretty rough.
No, it was definitely a last-gen game, like PS3.
Because you got to remember, a lot of Tales games, they just kind of crank out. They have one, I want to say, almost every year, or did for a while.
Yeah, and Berseria reuses a lot of assets from Zestiria, because they actually are the same game world, just different eras. But the textures aren't always up to snuff, and the last gen design is certainly showing in its visuals and in its gameplay. But yeah, I'm pretty surprised to see Tales of Arise even beating out Legend of Zelda. But that's probably
that's probably because we don't know much about it.
That's true, because Nintendo can always surprise you with how Legend of Zelda plays, and there's always some gameplay hook or several gameplay hooks that you don't account for until you've really played it. But yeah, but you also get to see.
But the other thing is we haven't seen that much of Tales of Arise either, though. I mean, we've probably seen more than we've seen. We've seen more than we've seen of the Breath of the Wild sequel, but
that is
not
true.
That much more.
But with Tales of Arise, you kind of can guess where it's going to be going.
Yeah,
like action combat, RPG. You can pretty much fill in the blanks, but it just looks really pretty and anime as heck. So yeah. I mean, there's so many good titles on this list.
No, one's coming out very soon.
Yeah. No Paper Mario though.
Well,
I mean, it got announced today, so
yeah, it was made for like a week ago.
So I wonder how that would shape this list, knowing that that's also coming next month or 2 months.
I wonder how many people. I don't know how many people in Japan like Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
I mean, I'm sure you have some skater punks there.
Yeah. Fairy Tail, I was actually kind of surprised to see that in not just in the list, but in top 20 of all things. Because
I mean, Fairy Tail is a pretty popular manga series.
Really? Because what's weird is that when I went to Japan and was doing research on like Fairy Tail and stuff, I never saw
merchandise.
I never saw figures. Yeah, I never saw merchandise. And that might be a different. Maybe it has weird merchandising things. Maybe that's just some other thing that's going on. But I always had the assumption that Fairy Tail is not all that popular in Japan.
I mean, it's definitely a lot more popular in the West than in Japan.
Yeah.
So we're probably looking into via the perspective of someone who'd be catered to with this game.
Yeah. I'm really I'm still very curious about that game because it's Koei Tecmo is the publisher, right?
And also the developer. One of the Koei Tecmo developers.
The developer is the Atelier people, right?
Yeah, but they are owned by Koei Tecmo, so it's a Koei Tecmo developer.
I know, but it's not like oh, this is straight up just going to be Dynasty Warriors. It's like no. Exactly.
There are more development houses within Koei Tecmo than just Omega Force that does the
like whoever
Dynasty
did the
Warriors.
Monster Rancher remaster.
Yeah, exactly. Like you also have Koei Shibusawa who does the Neo games, which used to do the Ninja Gaiden games, I guess, and
yeah. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, that makes sense because that's a pretty popular franchise now. Sakuna, I actually didn't think Sakuna would be that high up. I didn't even think Sakuna would be on this list, so that was pretty cool. See it twice.
It looks pretty polished and pretty, just pretty in general.
No, it looks great,
and
plays great. You tend to a rice garden in like a mini game thing, and it helps boost your stats.
Yeah. See.
Legend of Heroes, that's great. Rune Factory, great.
I'm more surprised that Shin Megami Tensei 5 is so up high when we literally know
nothing about it besides that first tease.
We just know it exists.
If it still does.
I mean, I think it still does. They're probably just rejiggering everything else because the core team that used to do Persona is no longer the same team. They moved on to, was it Project Fantasy Relink? I think that's what that one is. Let's see, Project Fantasy Relink. No, that's not the one. Project Fantasy Atlas. Yeah, Project Re-Fantasy. That one's still coming, and I know they've said we still have to wait a little way before they can unveil any new information, but I'm surprised that didn't take the top spot in place of Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yeah, that's true. But anyways, I think we're gonna cut it here. Just because there's not that much. I thought there would be more to talk about in this.
I mean, we've had a good 1 hour and 30 minutes. That's a pretty sizable chunk.
We also don't have a guest this week, so that we don't have them talking about like the stuff they've played, and then
it's fine. It's fine.
We will have a guest next week, hopefully.
I mean, we'd love to hear from the audience who they'd like to have as a guest on the podcast.
If we can get them, yeah.
But maybe
I have some people in mind. Listeners. If you know some people, like we talk about, we mentioned Kind of Funny in the, like every once in a while. I don't know if I could get any of the main actual guys on, but I can get people from the community probably. I'm friends with a couple people from the larger community. So if you want to see one of those people on, other GameSpot people, we'll see who we can get.
We'll see. Yeah.
I'm not gonna we're not gonna get freaking Toby Fox on here.
I mean, I can try. If you ask me to do it, I'll try. I mean,
we could get Stealth.
Yeah, we could get Stealth. Okay, I guess that's where we can end this.
Yeah.
I've been Jason. This has been Erroll. This has been also the In From Japan podcast, episode 19. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.